And in the course of my work, we're often required to do documents and reports and lessons learned studies looking at what's currently being done, but a lot of these studies aren't at the same academic standard that is required in order to be able to get the funding, get the data out there that is needed in the field. So by working alongside Susie on this topic guide, I've been able to realise the gaps that are currently there. For example, we know some of the different approaches that are used in inclusive education, such as itinerant teachers, resource rooms, doing transitory classes prior to children entering mainstream school, for example, but we haven't got the cost effectiveness studies that enable us to look at how effective each different intervention is at a large scale, at a global scale. So it would be excellent to be able to do research on that in the future alongside universities in order to increase and upscale the amount of information that is available on this issue. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully working alongside universities to do that. Another point I also want to raise is that whilst there is a lack of academic evidence, it is clear that inclusive education programs do work in a large number of different countries, and that I am concerned that if there's only a focus on data collection and not a focus on implementation at the same time, that this might leave inclusive education not moving on as much as it should be doing. So I think it's important that at the same time as gathering the data, that people are able to continue investing in running projects of the calibre that we know that works, even if it's only small-scale results, because there is evidence that small-scale studies and projects have actually worked for those individual children that are in them. It's just that we haven't necessarily got big, large, global scaled projects at this stage, but it's very important that we are able to do both things at the same time. The other message I want to get across is that whilst it is important to keep looking at the research and the evidence base, it's important to keep trying out pilot schemes and implementing these inclusive education programs at the same time. If we leave it and just look at the data, instead of looking at programs and project implementation at the same time, some of these children will miss out on education for maybe 10 years or more. So I think at the moment there's a big impetus to carry out inclusive education projects in lots of different countries, and we need to ride on the wave of that and make sure that we still keep trying out different approaches and try new ones that haven't been tried before, especially in the area of maybe technology and new different innovative mechanisms. It's important to do the two things in parallel with each other.